What's going on YouTube? We got this throttle position sensor from the Cadillac, the '01 Cadillac Eldorado. So after a while it kept just getting really sluggish and hesitating. We replaced all the throttle gaskets, replaced all the injector gaskets, checked both of the injectors, and they were good. And I've been trying to track one down. Nobody seems to have it. I've been getting a mixed amount of prices. Some say $35. A couple said over $100 for this thing. So what I'm gonna do is, I saw somebody clean it, adjust the little pins on the inside and just clean it out. And there's really no way of taking this apart. They kind of like fused it together. But what I found was, if you take a razor blade and slowly cut the plastic, there's a little groove going around. You can barely see it. If you just keep going over it with the razor blade until what I did is I kept going over the main sides, and then you just keep going down. It's pretty far in there. You just keep going down, and then you see, or you can feel the razor going through, and there's no more resistance. Then you know you're at the right spot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish scraping some of this plastic off, and I'm gonna open it up, and then we're gonna adjust the little pins, and we're gonna clean it out, and we're gonna try it on. Also, the pins in the connectors, they are very, very loose. So on the wire harness over there, I'm gonna take an X-Acto knife and it looks like a little pin, but it's two pieces of metal just smushed together, almost like this. You see, this is a ring, and then it's got the little two pieces of metal that come together. So just imagine it's the same thing, but it's just crushed together into like the shape of a pin. These I can't close anymore. They look like they're pretty much closed all the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an X-Acto knife, and I'm gonna stick it in between where the two pieces of metal are mashed together, and I'm gonna pry it open a little bit on all three pins. I'm gonna do that to both sides of each pin, and that way when you do plug it up, the pin, if you can imagine two pieces of metal mashed together like this, and we're gonna stick the X-Acto knife in the middle. We're gonna spread it a little bit, so then when it goes in, it'll go in really snug on this thing. Yeah, so I mean, the car drives fine for a little bit, but if you kind of floor it, or try to pick up quick, it like doesn't register. There's like a sweet spot in the middle where if you kind of keep throttling back and forth in that sweet spot, it starts to take off, but then eventually it just doesn't respond. So we already changed the spark plugs, wires, all the gaskets in the carburetor, gaskets in the injectors. We checked the injectors. We gotta install a fuel filter because the tank is kind of dirty. But let's see if we can finish this up. See if this will solve our hesitation issue. It idles high sometimes, then sometimes it idles too low, or it doesn't register when you hit the gas. So I'm gonna check this. Alright guys, I got it off. Just be gentle, don't pry like a savage. And that's how it looks inside. Those are little pins that we're gonna adjust. This was just the cover. We're gonna clean everything up, and then we're gonna put some silicone around this bad boy, pop it back in, We'll see if that solves the issue, but most likely gonna be these little pins that don't touch anymore. And this is an 81 Cadillac Eldorado, so it is possible to take it apart. You gotta be very delicate. Make sure you don't break this shit. And it's pretty deep, so you gotta cut in there a good amount. Alright guys, updated. Hi YouTube! So, cleaned it all up, greased it up, it was super dry. Dumped the little tabs back. Now I'm just gonna insert those little prongs there. Clean those up. And then I'm gonna use silicone. I'm gonna put the cap on. We should be ready to go. Alright guys, and it's ready. Now I'm just gonna put this little part right here, screw it in. Wait till it dries and I'm gonna install it. What's going on, guys? Alright, we installed the part. Let the silicone dry. We're testing it right now. It usually does it when you wanna speed up from like a low speed to a higher speed. Maybe like if you were turning and there was a car coming and you need to speed up, that's when it would bog down, but it's running beautiful. I haven't really had to gun it. It's been smooth. I could possibly adjust the throttle position sensor. I kind of just did it by ear. Kind of just turned it back and forth until I found that sweet spot. And then as far as but let's see what it does. Alright guys, ever since we cleaned the throttle position sensor, hasn't been bogging down on me. It picks up. A sports car, but it actually picks up like it's supposed to. So I would call this repair a success. We are not gonna leave this like this. This is just temporary. We're gonna just buy a new part. It's only like 30 something bucks. But if you were in a jam and you really need to get going, you gotta make it home, this is a perfect way to clean out your throttle position sensor. We did not tune it, so it's a little off still. We have to tune the throttle position sensor, and then it should be good, but we'll do that when we get the new one. It's just so we can get around and I can actually hit the gas and pick up. And then just make sure you check all your vacuum lines. If any of those are loose, it's gonna run all sluggish. But success. I haven't seen a single video, so hopefully this helps somebody. Alright guys, good luck.